I'm independent. You know it. You love it. You can't live without it. Rockland World Radio.
Welcome to Sober University, your next step to successful recovery, with Cheryl Adler, who says if you are going to crave anything, crave living life to the fullest, maximize all you have, and squander nothing. This program provides information to help you get your physical, mental, and spiritual house in order. And now, the host of Sober University, Cheryl Adler.
Hello, everyone. Wow, isn't the weather and the sunshine we're having just utterly amazing? I'm loving it, and I hope that you are too. I've returned from a week away, and I want to launch the next series of shows for Sober Spring. I hope you will find my guests in this season of new beginnings to be as informative and interesting as I do. Joining me will be Betsy Siva from the Birchwood Center to talk about the benefits of yoga, meditation, and massage. Encore guests include Glenn Keane to share more about success, Larry Luxembourg to give us more information about sober finance, and Dr. Jessica Downing, veterinarian, who will share more about pet therapy, pet adoption, and how enriching our pets are to our lives. Those are just some of our guests, and I'll surprise you with more. Please join me tonight in our chat room at rocklandworldradio.com or call in with questions and comments at 845-353-2910. It is vital for me to hear from my listeners and know what other topics and guests you would like to hear from. Sober University wants to be a beneficial part of your life, so your feedback is so very important to me. Tonight's show is a bit different from previous shows. I'd like to spend some time sharing my thoughts on various subjects that relate to your sobriety. One is the great joy of being a therapist in private practice and how much it means to me to work with individuals who invite me into their world and bravely bare their souls. It is a privilege to be part of someone's search and see their growth as they reach and stretch beyond what they believed they knew and what they thought they could do. Talk therapy is such an optimistic and expansive experience. For those who have not yet endeavored into this realm, I want to say that it is filled with hope and humor. No matter how grim it may feel at times, it is essential to be able to laugh at yourself and your circumstances. This is surely what some of our greatest comedians do. They see the bleakness or the irony, and they turn it into something funny. That's not to say your situation is not serious. I'd like to share a personal example pertaining to myself. I faced cancer twice, and I was determined not to think of myself as a patient. I was a survivor. There was no other option but to survive. And to entertain myself through quite a grueling fight for my life, I got myself a snazzy short hairdo, and for a time I was a bleached blonde. It was a great, great distraction. It took the edge off the seriousness of my health challenge. What is so amazing about the process of talk therapy is that there is no judgment, just the encouragement for each person to find their truth and learn to live with that, whatever that truth may be. For some, it is learning how to live without drinking or drugs. For others, it's about leaving a relationship that cannot move forward for lack of connection, growth, or it has lost its magic and its passion. For others, it's about taking the leap into higher education, or finding a new career, or starting a new business venture. Therapy can help with anxiety, depression, coping with illness, and strategizing ways to make life easier and far more enjoyable. There are more insidious addictions that pertain to moods and feelings. Without self-awareness, many people are addicted to mood-relieving behaviors such as sex, food, gambling, and shopping. Those are just some examples. Others deal with their anger, depression, or frustration by withholding emotions and are avoidant, anorexic, or bulimic. And while human emotions are often appropriate responses to stress, loss, and disappointment, we can be derailed if these moods and emotions rule us rather than are an expression of us. We need to learn how to self-regulate our sadness, loneliness, and other unsettling feelings. There are people who take out their aggression in road rage and ruthlessly race down the highway as if they think they're in a video game. And there are those who are so hooked on texting that they recklessly text while driving. So, if you are doing any of these things, please slow down so you can appreciate the scenery, and please know your text message can wait until you are in a safe place. It's essential to learn patience and find healthier outlets for your aggression, such as sports, the martial arts, making music, going fishing, feeding the ducks, dancing, walking, meditating, writing poetry. As you can see, life offers so many wonderful choices. Think of many, many more for yourselves. Some people are faced with the challenge of relapse from one or more of their drugs of choice. An example might be overeating and pot smoking, or gambling and sex addiction. It is really anything you use to self-medicate away your feelings, your anxiety, depression, loneliness, anger, all of the painful feelings that are sometimes so unbelievably hard to endure. Relapse can happen after a few weeks or months or even years. Peeling away the layers, we talk about the triggers that led to that choice. Some of the reasons people relapse can be quite unexpected and surprising. An accumulation of stress can easily lead to an impulsive urge to reach for the old and the familiar, even if it is self-harming. The outcome is not usually a good one. However, the temporary fix brings immediate relief to one's discomfort, and that's the reinforcement. It could mean picking up a drink, picking up a stranger in a bar, gambling, or going on a shopping binge that you just can't afford. Fill in the blank for your addiction or self-medicating behavior of choice. You may have lost a great amount of weight after a long struggle with obesity, and your unhappiness is causing you to reach for food to comfort you. That is just one example. Think of acting out behaviors in your own life specific to you. So, what therapy often does is gives you the awareness and the insight of just what is really going on. And then, over time, you build a well-stocked toolbox in which you have many coping skills, many, many, many options. These are the things that you reach for rather than your drug of choice or any other self-harming behavior. Sobriety should never be living rigidly or having a pleasureless life. Living sober is quite the opposite. Sobriety should enhance your life so that you do live large in panoramic technicolor, and that you find genuine pleasure and happiness, and that you laugh often and much, and that you have to be willing to give up the old and make room for the new. The excitement can be in the mystery of new discoveries. Therapy is such an interactive and creative endeavor. I like to think of it as a joint venture, so that whomever is working on their life knows that I am alongside them on the journey. All is safe and all is confidential. Trust is essential for people to open up and speak the unspeakable and face things within themselves they may have kept secret for a long time. It can be exhilarating and illuminating to explore these things, and like a magnificent slab of marble or granite, you get to sculpt your life. You give it shape and direction. Nothing is rigid. There is a feeling of movement, much like the tides of the ocean, or a free-flowing dance, or the creation of original music. You are your own creation. You may feel a burden lift when recalling your past and any kinds of abuse or suffering you endured, whether it was incest, parental abuse, neglect, the death of a loving family member or friend, getting into trouble when you were young, or any other kind of traumatic event that left its scars on you. Talk therapy can help you heal these wounds. There is always hope, and no matter what, you must hold on to hope. Hold on to truth and hope, and hold on to you in capital letters. Capital neon letters, you. You may never have had a genuine relationship with yourself. Capital neon self. Yes, most of us yearn for the closeness of another human being as our friend, our lover, and life partner. And yet, to not be a whole person and enjoy your own company and feel comfortable in your own skin will lead you to relationships that may not be whole or healthy for you. Enter relationships from a place of strength. Yes, our friends, families, and partners will hopefully fill many of our needs, but it is just not realistic to expect anyone to fulfill us completely. Developing yourself is a lifelong journey. It's about learning what interests you, what excites you, inspires you, and motivates you. What is it that makes you laugh? Do you know what brings you joy? What is it that satisfies your curiosity? Do you love nature or car races or horses? Or do you like to build things or fix things? Do you love books and art museums, opera and plays? If you have no idea what you like, make it your mission to try out new things until you can find your passion or your passions. Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist and scholar, had many memorable quotes that apply to finding people, places, and things in life that move you. And I would like to share some of those quotes for you to reflect upon. And if you're listening and you want to call into the chat room to talk about these beautiful quotes, I hope that you will. In fact, I see that it says, I agree with you about humor. It has really helped me too. And that was Stella. And I want to say, Stella, thank you for joining our chat room. And keep on laughing. Find things that make you smile and laugh. And that will also chase away your tears and any other feelings that crop up that are hard to cope with. So keep on laughing. So Joseph Campbell said, and this is his quote, "We must let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us." And I'd like to comment on that. I'd like to say that it is great to have a course and to stay on course like a mighty ship. And yet, a current can move your ship, and you must be able to move with that current. Uncharted waters may prove to enrich your life in ways that you have not yet imagined. Another quote from Joseph Campbell, "The privilege of a lifetime is knowing who you are." I'd like to comment on this. If we define ourselves in a small and narrow way, we stay small and we stay narrow. Be brave. Be courageous. Be open to the possibilities of life's many invitations. Keep your eyes and your heart open and give voice to all that rocks you and moves you. Speak up, speak loud, sing. Another quote from Joseph Campbell. Find a place inside where there is joy, and the joy will burn out the pain. My comment on this: pain is a part of the human condition. We all wish that we could just split the pain off from the rest of us, but pain is part of our human condition. We cannot escape pain, but we surely can endure it and move beyond it. And his last quote is, follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. I think that is a very powerful quote, and I'm going to say it one more time. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. My comment on this is to be fearless. That doesn't mean to be impulsive and thoughtless. It means that being fearless can push you out the door and into the world. Learn to recognize the positive and differentiate it from the negative. Grab onto life-affirming opportunities and make the most of them. Embrace them and bless them. And I dare say, without following your bliss, what is it that you will regret when you look back on your life? Please don't regret anything. Don't wish that you had done something long ago and you passed it by. Don't wish your life away. Be spontaneous and at the same time look forward to things by planning trips to expand your mind and your own ideas about life. Always have something to look forward to, even if it's an hour from now. Allow yourself to grow a spine of inner strength, and also be like a reed in the wind that is flexible and moves through life's ups and downs with grace. Read books, and if reading is difficult for any reason, listen to books on tape. Expand your insights and knowledge. It's essential to your growth. It's essential to your brain power. Don't copy someone's life. Have heroes and role models you look up to, but find your own unique gifts and express them with pride and self-assurance. Whatever you do, do it well. Don't be lazy, not ever. Take pride in your achievements, not with arrogance, but with humility, with a sense of purpose and gratitude. No matter how anyone else behaves, be kind. I repeat, practice kindness. Not the random kindness you see on bumper stickers, but genuine and deliberate kindness that truly is contagious. If a virus can spread harmful germs, so can kindness spread a wonderful warmth of care and concern for others. Hold no grudges. Repair what is broken whenever possible. Practice the 10 Commandments and the 12 Steps, and watch your life transform in a remarkably satisfying, gratifying way. And that's not to just read them and practice them for a day. This is every day of your life. I do not mean that life will be easy or effortless, because most things in life do take effort and dedication. And although I say to people, I wish I had an easy button, because I really do wish I had one, I still know in my heart that things that truly matter do require your attention and your commitment. Nurture the people in your life with care and concern. Don't keep a scorecard. Do it unconditionally from your heart. The great psychotherapist Marita said, "Give and give and give until you say goodbye." This does not mean that you become a doormat for someone. It means that you don't act out of anger or retaliation or to punish or to be cruel. All of that is poisonous. It's poisonous to you, and it's poisonous to the person that you are doing it to. It does not mean to be part of a needy codependent relationship where you lose yourself with a capital neon self. In its purest sense, giving is an act of love, and it asks for nothing in return. Reflect on your blessings upon waking, and reflect on your conduct in the world at bedtime. Ask yourself if you lived well today, and if you were at your best, and did you do the best to your ability? You cannot ever be perfect. That is an impossible goal that will merely frustrate you. Set goals for yourself in achievable steps that give you self-confidence and urge you to keep going. Don't let anybody measure your steps. Don't let anybody choreograph your life. You do that. You take the steps that are comfortable for you and stretch yourself and reach and grow. And the more you practice that, the easier it will become to reach for greater things. Send blessings to those who need healing and to those you did not mean to hurt by either your words or your deeds. Integrity will hopefully become your middle name. I'm going to just check to see what else is going on in our chat room before we wrap up for tonight. And I see, this is fantastic. Thank you so much, Stella, for being in our chat room tonight, that you would like to see a show on humor and how forgiving and letting go is a positive thing to do. And let me see if I can get to the rest of that very important sentence. That it's a positive thing to do and get rid of negative people in your life. Stella, bless your heart. That's exactly right. That is a challenge, I think, for many people because I think we make excuses for keeping negative people in our life. Maybe they are just like comfortable old slippers. And yet, at the same time, we do want to forgive and we want to let go. But we want to do it with a blessing. So I want to comment on the positive statement you're making. And yes, I think that a show on humor is a wonderful, wonderful idea. Could you be more specific and let us know, would you like me to bring a comedian on who would like to who have transformed some of their difficult experiences into things that make us laugh, that we can relate to so very well? I will certainly look into this, Stella, and I want to thank you for contributing this evening. Are there any other questions or comments for tonight before we wrap up the show?
I want to invite people, if they live in Nyack or can visit Nyack or will be visiting Nyack, to send us an email.
Yes.
For to be part of our studio audience.
That would be fantastic. So if you'd like to be part of this studio audience or any of the other fantastic shows at Rockland World Radio, please contact us at rocklandworldradio.com or call us at 845-353-2910. If you're listening around the globe, we want to know who you are because this is a world radio program. And Stella, I thank you for your supportive comment that it was a great show. It was great because you're part of it. And I thank you for being part of the show tonight. So I think my last statement was integrity will hopefully become your middle name, and that's part of our Sober Spring theme. And I want to say thank you for being here tonight with me. That's all the time we have for now. Join me next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m., or podcast anytime that suits your schedule. when Betsy Siva from Nyack's Birchwood Center for Yoga, Meditation, and Massage, oh, the massages are unbelievable, and I can vouch for the classes. They are fantastic. She'll be here to talk about the great benefits of these wonderful practices and how they can enhance sober living. You can reach me at my private office at 845-358-4652, my personal website, soberuniversity.com, or here at my home away from home, rocklandworldradio.com. Anything else?
No.
Not at the moment?
No. I was going to say that to remind people that they can download the podcast and take it with them in their cars. If they're stuck in traffic, they might like to hear the show and take it with them.
I think that's a great idea. We're portable.
That's right. So people might not know what podcasting is, and you
That's
might be
true.
the only show they've ever podcasted.
Wow. Well, please go back into the archives on my show and any other show on Rockland World Radio to see all of the podcasts. It describes the subject matter and the dates. And you can click on that and download them onto your iPod,
That's right.
your iPad, your
Take them
iPhone.
into the car, take them on the road with you.
You can take them on the road with you. So we are not just here right now live, but we are portable, and we love being portable. So remember, if you're going to crave anything, crave living life to the fullest. Maximize all you have and squander nothing. Thank you so much. Have a great week. See you next week. Good night.
It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.